Alright, we all know Cliff. That salty son of a bitch over there. But we get to know Bright over
Dr.
here, and we'll do
Bright.
some other stuff about London. And
Throughout this series, we've discussed
figuring other stuff
monsters,
Put this
aliens,
down.
phenomena, apocalyptic scenarios,
We
and
designed
multiple
Connection's
shadowy
time clock to
organizations.
simplify.
Now to
But we
the
haven't
week
really
in
talked about the
Washington,
specific
President
people
Biden
that
facing
work
a
for
stalled
those
agenda and
organizations.
dropping poll numbers will this
Most
week
of the material
face
you read about
reporters
a
in a
group
rare
such as the
formal
SCP
news conference.
Foundation
Just the 10th of
contains
his
scores of
presidency and
faceless
coming on the
doctors,
eve of his first year in
agents, and
office.
D-class
Heading
personnel.
into the midterms,
But there are
Republicans hope to
sometimes
seize the
notable
moment and
individuals.
borrow from the playbook
What would
laid
cause
out
someone
by
to
Glenn
work
Youngkin,
and
sworn
continue
in
working
Saturday.
for an
It's
organization
the
like the
74th
SCP
governor of the
Foundation?
state of Virginia, flipping
What would that
political
kind of
control
work do to
of
their
the state
psyche?
that Joe Biden won by 10 points.
This video will look
Little
at
more
perhaps
than
the
a
most
year
famous
ago.
individual working for the
I
foundation,
come to this moment
Dr.
and to
Jack
this office
Bright,
knowing
as well as
that we
other
must
members of his
bind
family
the
involved with the
wounds
group.
of division, restore trust.
Jack's parents, Adam and
common
Evelyn,
cause for
were
the
working for the
common good,
SCP Foundation sometime
and
during the
strengthen
1800s.
the spirit
Adam
of
is a
Virginia.
junior researcher,
Virginia
and
Governor
Evelyn
Glenn
With the
is
first
a
round of
medical
bank
doctor.
earnings out, what is your
Adam
first
is
trade?
apparently
David
one of the
Ellison,
founding members
portfolio
of the
manager at the
foundation.
Hennessy
Governor,
Large Cap
if you
Financial
follow
Fund.
this can.
David, happy Friday to you here. So you
with
just heard we
reaction
talked
they
about
had five
Jamie
issues
Dimon
yesterday
putting
in
forward
Texas.
potentially
Jack,
7
by
interest
virtue
rate
of
hikes
fact,
this year. As
Claire,
someone who's invested in
Sarah.
the financial
Little
space,
Bright
does that
and
mean
Sarah
more
was
skills
still
to come
flipping all
bank
of
stocks?
us.
Adam,
Still do
desperate
not
to bring her
know,
back to
the
life,
full
utilized
background.
Well, I think
several
you know,
SCPs.
But the gunman did
7 or
attack
8
the
hikes would be
synagogue.
what?
One of these
This
was
is not the
SCP
Paul Volcker era. It'd be
590.
what? Almost
TJ
2%.
The Virginia
So assuming it's a 25 basis
Hand
points
change.
TJ
each,
was
but
born with the
I
incredible
think
gift
if
of being
it's
able to
that
heal
much,
any
then
injury
Well,
or
later we'll
organ
get into
system
that about
physical
Bright
a lot
here
of
and
trouble
Marshmallow.
across the
Somewhere.
board
An
just
individual
because
might have.
the last time we did this, you know, it got beat up. So,
Downside of this
you know,
is that
we
TJ
broke
receives
open the
injury
pinata today
evidence
on
upon
earnings,
himself,
and the operative
experiencing
board is
all
in
the
line.
pain,
with Virginia
And I
after
think that's why the
effects,
stocks
and
are trading down. There's no
aberrations
surprises.
subject to the
There's nothing special under the Christmas
When he was
tree.
young, he could choose
Yeah,
to
the business is
consciously
good,
activate
credit's
his
great,
ability,
loan demand is
but after
okay.
puberty, became an
You know, maybe a little better
involuntary
deposit
effect.
flows are still good. They're
In
making tons of
conjunction
money.
with other SCPs,
But
Adam Bright
there's nothing
used
super
TJ's
exciting.
ability
You've had a
to bring
good
his
run in the
daughter back
space.
to life.
And so
Virginia
now the
for
question
Texas.
is, you know, why do you own them?
Custody
You
immediately
own them
afterwards.
because they're safer
And soon
than
was
a
designated
lot of these other
SCP
companies trading at, you know, 10
321.
times revenues, you know.
TJ was also
So,
taken
you know,
into
I can buy
foundation
banks at,
custody
you know,
because
11,
of this,
12 times
becoming
earnings.
SCP
And the rest of the
590.
market can buy
And by this
companies at
point,
10 and 12
Mikkel
times
was
revenues.
already
I'd rather be
working
at
for
10 or 12 times earnings.
SCP-321
You also, you want to
was found to be
Oh, go ahead,
capable
Julie,
of
go ahead.
recuperating
Saz,
from
go ahead.
any injury at
Yeah,
5
no, I
times
just wanted
the
to follow
normal
up,
rate
and,
of a
and
human.
you know, there was some weakness
Believed to be
in some of
caused
these
by an
reports,
overabundant production
David,
of stem
notably
cells.
fixed income revenues, trading revenues,
Additionally,
and the
321
stocks I
has
think are
continually
trading down on
aged
those
and
results.
grown
But does that
since
make the
her rebirth.
case
A measurement
And is
for you to
currently
add more to your
3.1
Apple
meters
position,
tall
which you
and
also
weighs
own?
approximately 110 kilograms.
Well, I think, you know, the first comment is
Shows
that, you
no
know, the
signs
Wall
of
Street
stopping
income, as
growth.
I call it, you know,
And at a certain point, her
it's
heart was
wonderful for the
reaching a limit to
brokers
its
and it, you know,
circulation
pays them a nice
capabilities.
bonus, but it's a low PE
An artificial
business,
heart
and
was
it always has
created and
been.
implanted
At
into
least in my
321's
40
body,
years of working in
allowing
this
her
business. So
continued growth
if we're going to
and
focus on
existence.
bond trading, we might as well own a
Despite
hedge
her
fund.
age being at least over 100
You know, this
at
business
this
is
point,
about credit, it's
her
about
intellectual
spreads, it's
capabilities
about
are similar to
expenses,
that
it's
of an
about
infant,
planning for the
taking months
future to
to learn a
compete
simple
against,
task.
you know,
And she's
the
unable to
Apples
speak
and the
more than
Blocks and the
nonsensical noises.
PayPals and whoever else decides to come
After
along
being
and go
taken into
public with a
Foundation
fancy ticker
custody,
symbol. So
her father,
I think
junior
that's the
researcher
story of
Adam
the future
Bright,
of these
requested that
companies. And I
she
think,
be
like, for
removed
example,
from
JP
SCP
Morgan
status,
today,
but he
you know,
was
they said,
denied.
well, expenses are going to be higher.
Later,
And that's
Personnel
what's
Director
driving a
Adam
lot of
Bright
the
again
concern
requested
about
she be removed
the
from
company,
SCP
not,
status.
you know, in a big
It was
way, but
again
in terms
denied.
of why the stock is down today.
Much
It's not
later,
some of the other
Site
fundamentals.
Director Adam
And hopefully
Bright
they're
suggested
making
that they
good
can learn
investments in
nothing
the
more
future,
from
and that will bear through
SCP-321.
longer term.
her
We see
SCP
Citicorp
designation
divesting
be
businesses,
removed.
which hopefully will benefit
Again,
them in
he
the
was
long
denied.
term. Wells Fargo still trying to get out of the penalty
Finally,
box, and that's a
05-12,
self-help story.
Adam
So
Bright
I
made a
think from
note
that perspective,
SCP-321
there's a
is
lot
to
of
be
good things to
decommissioned
see here.
and returned
The
to
bad
her
news,
family
stock's had a great
immediately.
run. Now, when it comes
But
to
he was shut
Apple
down
and the
for a
other
final
fintech
time.
stuff, I mean, the valuation,
told
I mean,
that she
Apple's
was
not a
not now,
valuation
nor
problem,
has
but a
ever
lot of these
been
other guys
his daughter.
are. And so
And if he attempted this
the
again,
question
the
is,
council would remove
if the
him.
market, sort of lives on
In
earnings,
reaction to this,
valuation, and
Adam
conviction,
Bright resigned from the 05 council.
the banks
An
have earnings,
unprecedented
they
action,
have
as
they
it's
have
typically a
valuation
lifetime position.
to hold it up. But the question
this
is, a lot of
point,
these other
Mikkel
stocks,
Bright was
people are
also
losing
in
their
the 05
conviction,
Carter,
and that's going to
Jack
create a
had
correction.
moved
And
up
we've
in
seen
ranks as well.
a significant correction
been
in these
following
in
this
some
series of
fintech
S&P
financial.
This Sunday, Joe
All
Biden's
the
Trump
other
presidency.
accumulation
all
of
the other
Side of Dr.
technology
King.
names that are out
Or
there.
George
that,
Wall.
After making a last-minute plea for voting rights
So
legislation.
there's a lot of damage going on out there because
His abilities are used.
I know Biden concedes defeat.
Share similar
Yes,
goals
looking
as
at the
foundation.
managers
When
and
Democratic
looking at
Senator
their,
Kirsten Sinema says
valuation.
no to
By the
reform of the
State
filibuster.
Jack,
I will not support separate
several
views
cases
that worsen the
die.
underlying
Sarducci
disease of division.
in optimism religion.
With his poll numbers falling and his agenda stalled, how does Joe Biden prepare his presidency in the
I gotta come back to
My
that.
guest this morning, Democratic Congressman Jim Clyde, South Carolina, and Democratic strategist James Comer. Plus growing fears that Russia is taking steps to invade Ukraine.
There are those who would cross their brothers
You know, to be completely
And now the
honest,
U.S. is accusing Russia of sending saboteurs into Ukraine to create an excuse for an invasion. I'll talk to Republican Senator Mitt Romney of Utah about that and about the state of the Biden presidency. Also, the COVID surge. Cases, hospitalizations, deaths, all on the
on the
rise.
margin is
Testing too.
Once
Is that too late?
We are doing
Are rural hospitals ready for this wave? Joining me for Inside and Analysis on NBC News Chief Washington correspondent Andrea Mitchell, Washington Post columnist Eugene Robinson, PBS NewsHour Chief correspondent Anna Nawaz, and Matthew Continetti of the American Enterprise Institute. Welcome to Segment. It's Meet the Press.
And I'm saying that that's
NBC News in Washington, the longest running show in television
But I
history.
think
This is Meet the Press. Chuck it
back
down.
a little bit. I mean, let's not go crazy with this stuff.
Good Sunday
Maybe
morning.
you believe that, but
Every
sometimes it's
administration
important
has
to, you're running a big company that people are listening to. You got to be a little careful about what you
was
say.
that COVID
Have the
would be
capability
defeated.
of converting any
economy.
water.
Is there anything in
source.
anything that you see in the data out there right now that would
These statutes
But plans have a way of going
just
south.
there's room
Here
for
into
that
Mr.
many
Biden's
rate
presidency,
hikes this
unemployment
year?
is down,
SCP,
wages are up,
captured by the
but
inflation
inflation
Well, I
is
think-
also up.
contacted
You know, I think part of the problem
Infrastructure and
with the
COVID
market
relief
is
bills
rates.
are passed, but Build
Implied
Back
Part of the
Better.
problem with the stock market is rates are too low.
And most important, those vaccines
There's no
are
alternative.
available and effective.
You know, I say
Delta
Delta
and
Omicron
Omicron
a name
make
and it's
1-2
in the
punches.
phone.
The economy
And the
supply
problem
chain
is
Valerian
and
died
promise
before he
keepers.
If you sell your Apple stock,
And on Thursday, the Supreme Court ruled Mr. Biden's vaccine or test
you
mandate
end
for
up
large
going
businesses,
into a money
perhaps
market
taking away
fund,
the last
Fidelity
effective
or
tool.
Vanguard or BlackRock that deals one basis point.
That same day, Mr. Biden's last-minute push for voting
The
rights
alternative is one
dealt
basis
a
point
likely
or
fatal
you buy
blow.
the 6-month deal
Democratic
at
Senator
1 to
Kirsten
5
Sinema
dips.
said again,
That's not an
she's saying for
alternative.
months she is
So
opposed to
that
changing
keeps
the
the
filibuster.
market
Past
where it
this.
is, and it keeps it
you can
relatively
probably guess
high
that it didn't
relative
go
to
as
history. And to take rates up that much, like he's suggesting,
concerns
how
a
far is the
single
market going to
researcher,
have to fall? You know,
Madeline
if you
Saylor, who received
drive
a
the
message
10-year
from one
to
of the
4 or 5%, I'm
in
not
which they
suggesting that's
informed
going to
her
happen,
that
but let's
she's
make
been
that as an
selected
assumption.
for Project
How many
Kronos,
people are going to sell the
attempts
market
to
and buy the
establish a
5-year, 10-year? A ton of
chronological
people.
timeline.
Trillions of dollars
They're
are going
not
to flow
forcing
into
her
a
onto the project,
5%
but
10-year.
if she accepts,
And it's going to come
she'll
out
be
of the market
completely
where all these
isolated from the
companies, you got
rest of
tons
the
of
foundation
companies
until the project
that
is
aren't making
finished
money trading at
for the purposes
multiples of
of
revenue that the
confidentiality.
banks are trading on
With an
earnings.
estimated
So you
completion
saw that,
time
you've seen
of
the
1
data
year.
where you've got, you know, a record number of
She
companies that
replies
are
that
trading
she
north
needs
of 10
time to
times
think about
revenues
it
in
and
the
asks
S&P.
how urgent it is.
Okay, all that money
The
is going to
05
come out
responds with a
and
single
flow
word,
into higher bond
very,
yields.
resulting in
So,
Madeline
you know, that's
accepting.
the issue, is that you've got to prick
Why
the balloon
exactly the
slowly.
foundation would
But again, I don't,
urgently need a
I don't
complete
think the
timeline
Fed
of their universe
is going to
is
take the
pretty
market
interesting,
down because they
and
think
apparently
inflation is
enough
too
to
high.
entice Madeline into the
I just don't
project.
think they're going to
Her
do that.
task
The
is to
market,
establish a
in a
timeline
sense,
of
to me,
documented
2008
history
was
as
the
complete as
bonds, it was
possible,
mortgages,
including
it created a
anomalous
real
events.
recession, it created
The
real job
entirety of the
loss.
foundation database is
And
made available
now the
to her,
market is
aside
the
from
new,
things that they've
you know,
already
bond
ruled
market.
out
The
as
market
being
is the new
unrelated and
sort
or
of
possibly
CMBS,
cognito-hazardous.
RMBS, no Doc
The
Liar law.
001 slot is also
That's
available to
what the
her,
market.
but
You take
only
the
once
market
she
down
asks for
20%, the
permission,
economy's going to have a
as they think
serious
that she should
recession
have
because
the
there's going to be
basics
I
massive
never need
wealth loss.
permission, but
Since
again, it's
zeros
the
are
point of
going to
that
complicate
medallion in
things a little.
hand, really.
Some of the information she will come across must remain in absolute secrecy, even after the project's finished. And they warn her that she'll come across some startling information that she might think is too far-fetched or impossible to be true, but it is. Madeline begins her timeline in very broad strokes, putting down the